Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I am going to introduce you to programming in Python. I want us to first understand why choose Python as a programming language. These are the reasons. The first one is that Python is incredibly easy to learn. It is very easy and it uses simple and readable syntax. The second one is that Python is powerful. You can build a lot of powerful applications using Python. Number three is that it's popular. It is used by a lot of people. Therefore, you are not likely to get stuck when building an application in Python. Finally, it's versatile, and by versatile, we mean that Python can be used to build a wide range of applications. It is the best language to learn because you can build anything you can imagine. Now, what is Python? You may know Python as a snake, but if you are here, you already know that Python is a programming language. Python is basically a way to give instructions to computers using words and syntax that humans can easily understand. It was created in 1991 by Guido van Rossum. If that is how you read the name, if you read it differently, it's fine. It was named after Monty Python comedy group. Now, if you were there in the 90s, you could know the comedy group, but if you aren't, just know it was a comedy group. So, what can you actually build with Python? First one is websites, web applications that are powerful that you know and use, including Instagram, Spotify, and Netflix. You can build AI and machine learning applications like ChatGPT and self-driving software for self-driving cars. And you can also build games, especially two-dimensional games and simulations. Now, let us write our first line of code in Python. This is the famous Hello World program. And if you are coming from learning any other programming languages, or if you have used any other programming languages, you know Hello World is the first line of code you write. This is how we write it in Python. Simply write print, and then inside these quotes, you write what you want to be displayed, and the output will look like that. It's that simple. So print is the function that displays text. Hello world is the text inside that you want to be displayed. It's a string. We learned that about a string later in data types. And then that's it. Just one line of code. And this is why Python is a much better language to learn. It's easier to understand and it's also powerful. So let's talk about variables. Variables are basically containers where you can store information. Variables are like boxes or labeled boxes that store information your program needs to remember. For example, you can store age in a box called age, and the value will be 15 if you are 15 years old. You can create another variable which basically is another box, and you can store the name there. So you can label the box as name and store Alex, which is the value, and you can create another variable called score, and you can store 100 inside. This is the example. This is how you actually create variables inside Python or with Python. So you type the name and equals, and then you write the value of the variable here. Similarly, age, and please notice that we are not using semicolons like in other languages. And then if you want to see what is inside that variable, you basically use a comma to separate the string and the variable. This is the name of the variable or the label. And here is the output. So it will say that my name is name. It will fetch what is inside the variable called name and say Sarah. And also here it will fetch what is inside the variable called age. And here it will display that 14. So now we can talk about data types. Data types are basically different kinds of information. For example, numbers. Numbers is a type of information that has numbers basically, like age, price, You can have other variables that could store numbers like temperature, etc. Now you can see here we have int is for integers and float. So basically int is for whole numbers like 15, float is for numbers that have decimal points. We have another type of data called strings. These are basically words like your name, Alex, and maybe a message that you would want to send to someone, hello. Then we have booleans. This is basically type of information that represents something that can be either true or false. For example, the sun rises from east and sets in the west. If this statement is true, then we can say it's true. If that statement is false, then we can say it's false. And finally, we have lists, which is basically a set of data, a set of fruits, for example, apple, banana, etc., and a set of numbers, for example, 1, 2, up to 5. Now, congratulations, you have taken your first steps into Python programming. In the next tutorials, we learn more about these programming concepts, and this course is for anyone who, even for complete beginners, anybody who has never programmed in their life, this is the course for you. Please keep practicing, try writing those print statements and creating variables. Subscribe for more Python tutorials. Thank you.